Okay, now I've got the book that has all my settings from Rabbit Laser. These are the settings that I follow to tune my laser settings. So now I'm going to go through this. I've got all these different material types like wood, basswood, birch, acrylic, whatnot. I'm going to go and look for anodized aluminum. And if you ever get any new materials, you want to take your book and write down your settings so you'll remember for the next time. Well, right here I've got anodized aluminum. Now this tells me the wattage of my machine, which is 40. I've highlighted that in yellow. And it tells me to cut. I'm going to do that. Well, I'm actually going to do anodized aluminum engraved, so it's going to be 40. My power is going to be, my percentage of power is going to be 35, and my speed is going to be 325. And then I've got a scan gap, which is where I go around the angles, at 0.065. So I'm going to put those settings in here. So again, my speed should be 325. Okay. My power should be, according to this, 35. I'm going to take it up to about 50. And my corner power, which is scan gap, I'll say 0.065. Okay, I'll hit OK. Now, with all that said, again, I set the red, which is the outline of the dog tag, to no cut. What I want to do now is, I got to fix this here. I got to change that to engraved. Let's go back and change those numbers again. I got to do it right. Okay, speed we said was 325. Okay, our power we said was going to be at 50. And our scan gap was 0.065. Okay, that's good. So now if you look up here, I've got engraved and I got cut. Well, engraved is first and cut second. I don't want that. I want to put cut on top because I'm trying to check how this thing will actually move when I register it with the laser. So I'm going to take this one here, cut, select it, and I'm going to move it up. That's good. Now let's save our file, and I'm going to call this one, say V8, dog tag, red V8. It's not going to be a DXF file. Just leave it like that. Hit OK. So save it. Now what I need to do is calculate this, which takes and processes this and gets it ready to load into the controller. So I'll calculate it, and it's going to take very long at all. Now come over here and download it. Now downloading actually lets you do both, but I'll go ahead and delete what may already been on the machine. I'll hit download again. Well, download current actually reprocesses it again, just like I did calculate. So that's all good. Now I hit X. So I got my file loaded into the machine right here, into the controller. Now what I need to do is set the laser itself up. Now the laser can run a couple of ways. One, I can go ahead and do what's called a datum, which brings it back to the center there. And I can hold this arrow down. I may hit escape here. I can move it. Now the problem is the laser, you notice here, is lower than it needs to be because of this fixture. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit my Z-axis. I'm going to lower it. Now it's important to do that. So I'm lowering the Z-axis, and I'm going to come over here. Whoops. And I'm going to hit escape. Move this guy over. Now, if you notice down here, there's a touch sensor. This, when it comes down and touches, this little guy right here touches on the laser itself, on the anodized dog tag. What it does is it sets the height of the laser to actually work. So I'm going to jog this guy down to right here. Now I can control it off the panel here on the screen, or I can use my keyboard and control it this way, my keyboard and mouse. I prefer to use the keyboard and mouse because I like to run it from software. So now, if I hit the X, it goes one direction versus the other. Same way over here, same way over there. Now what I want to do is make sure that touch sensor is right down on top of that dog tag. So I'm going to move it up a little bit. And I'm going to move it over a little bit. Now I'm going to hit Z datum. Z datum will come down and touch off on the dog tag and calibrate the dog tag to the laser's height. Okay, so now it's calibrated. Now the problem is we need to make sure that we're square with the actual dog tag. So what I'm going to do is just kind of jog it down a little bit like this. I'm going to go over to the right, to the left, by hitting my X-axis button on my software. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to line it up a little bit. I'm going to go up just a little bit. Now if I'm find out where I am, what I'll do is I'll shut the lid, and if you can look through the glass right here and onto the part, I'm going to fire the laser to kind of see where I'm registered at. Okay, you probably saw it. I'll do it again just to make sure. Okay, let's lift it up. I'm actually pretty close. I think I'm ready to actual laser. So let's go ahead and shut the lid. Let's laser out a dog tag. I got the lid shut. Now what I'm going to do, if you come over here to the software, oh, before we do that, let's make sure that we're squared up. Remember I took and made the outline where I'm not firing? Watch what happens when I come down here and select Run Box on the software. It shows me the extents of where I'm actually going to laser. We'll do that one more time just so you can see it. I'm actually a little low, so what I'm going to do is tap it up in the Y-axis just a little bit. Okay, now let's do Run Box again. Now I'm going to go ahead and download it one more time, which does the automatic calculation. There you see right there, accept and Run Box again. Yeah, it looks a little better. Let's go ahead and shut the lid. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put the camera right on the part, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the start button. So it goes around the edge of it, and immediately it starts lasering. I can see it better over here. You got a little glare on the screen, but it's actually laying down the laser pretty good. Oh, that's good. Wow, that turned out pretty good. All right, looks like the job's finished. Let's check it out. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You can see the job's on there. May want to move the plat over a little bit, but you can see now I've got a nice laser engraved dog tag. All right, now let's go back and do another design, make something else.